In this vlog, we will try to see the implementation of OneSignal based push notification in your Flutter application. So here we will be making use of this tool called OneSignal, and in the background we will be using Firebase. We have also seen a previous tutorial on implementation of push notifications using Firebase. So you can just refer to this project before getting started with this particular tutorial, and if you are having a good knowledge regarding the implementation, you can just skip it. So now let's get started with our tutorial first, and let's add the dependencies here. So these are the three dependencies which we require, like OneSignal Flutter, Firebase Core and Cloud File Storage. So now let's move to the OneSignal console there. Here, so this is our OneSignal console. So if you're the first time you're trying to log into the OneSignal console, you can just make use of the Google email ID or Facebook, and you can just automatically sign in, or else you can just manually sign up by providing the credentials required. And these are the three projects which I am having currently. So this is a Flutter app which we are now going to see, and if you're not having any projects, that is you have logged in for the first time, so just tap on the new app button here and specified your project name like Flutter or something. And here I am going to use Android device, so I am selecting Google Android, and here you can observe FCM, so that is Firebase Cloud Messaging. In background we are making use of Firebase, so yes, select this one and tap on the configure your platform. And once you tap on this particular button, it will be asking you for the server key and sender ID. So now get back to our Firebase console here, and in our Firebase console you need to create a project for this particular application. So I have created a push notification project previously, so I am just using the same here, and here I am going to add a new project here. So just tap on the Android button here and specify the package name here. You can find the package name in the Android app directory inside the src. So inside the main you are having Android manifest file, so from here you can just copy the package name and you can just specify it over here at the time of project creation, and specify the app nickname here. And also if required you need to provide SHA-1, but currently it's an optional, so I'm just skipping it for now. And how to generate SHA-1, I am providing the tutorial link in the description section below. If required you may just refer it. And after specifying these details, you will be provided with a configuration file. So download the configuration file and add it to your, so here under the app directory here you need to add the Google services JSON file here, so which I have added already. So this is the current project, the Flutter app which we are dealing. So tap on the settings button here, and here you can see we are having all the details regarding this particular project. And when you see the OneSignal console here, it's asking for us for server key and sender ID. So these details are available under the cloud messaging here. So here you can find the server key and sender ID. Just copy these two things and specify them respectively and tap on save and continue. So once you do these things, then you will be provided with this particular dashboard here, and inside the dashboard you can just find the settings tab here, and under which you are having keys and IDs. So from here you can fetch your OneSignal app ID and REST API key. So these two things are very much important for us to push a notification, and also whenever you are trying to initialize the app, OneSignal app ID is also very much important here. And also make sure here it is showing a message like treat your API key like a password. So just make sure you provide some protection for it, because the person who is having your REST API key can send notifications on behalf of you. So just make sure you provide necessary security for this particular key here. And also if you want, you can just create a new API key here if you think someone knows your REST API key, so that will be get replaced. And also there are some more additional security features provided, so you can just make use of them depending upon your requirement. So now let's copy this OneSignal app ID so that will be useful in our project. So yes, let's get started with our coding. So the first thing is like import material.dart file here, and inside the void main, so I'm just making the void main to be asynchronous here so as to wait for Firebase to be initialized. So the first thing is widgets flutter binding, so just ensure initialized here so that our bindings get initialized with our flutter widgets. And next thing is Firebase dot initialize. So first thing is you need to import this, so import Firebase core and dot initialize app here, and you need to add a wait before this Firebase so as to wait till the Firebase gets initialized. And next specify run app here, and inside the run app I'm going to specify my app. So let's create a stateless widget my app here. So these are all the basic coding, so I'm just going with a flow. So instead of container we are going to return a material app here, and inside which I'm going to specify a class like home. So this particular home class we are going to consider it a stateful widget now. And now we need to initialize our OneSignal. So inside the state here I will be considering the init state, and here let's initialize our OneSignal dot shade dot set log level. So I'm setting the log level first. So log level is nothing but you can just see the data which you are getting from the push notification. So I'm setting to debug and the visual type to none here, and you can just adjust them according to your requirement. So this particular log level I will be showing you in the coming part of the tutorial how we are going to use it. So OneSignal dot shade dot, here we need to set our app ID here. So just now we have copied the app ID from our console, right? So just paste it over here, and that's it. We have initialized our OneSignal so we can start receiving the push notification. And now instead of returning a container here, so let's return a scaffold. So inside the scaffold let's specify an app bar. So with the help of a title, that is a text widget, we are going to specify a title here. So let's specify like OneSignal, and now we need to specify the body here. So inside the body I'm just going to specify a text widget. So this text widget will have OneSignal push notification. So this is just a text I'm going to make visible on our screen, and also I just wanted it to be in the center of the screen, and also you can just make it constant. And now we are done with our Flutter coding, but we need to handle this in our Android application. So we need to specify few things in our build.gradle files here. So let's move to the root level build.gradle file here, and here inside the repositories I have added the Maven repository with the specified URL, and also in the dependencies I have specified the class path for Google services so as to make the Firebase work, and also the OneSignal class path here. And in the app level build.gradle file you need to apply these two plugins, so the one for Google services and the another one is for OneSignal. And also here I have changed the minimum SDK version to 21 here. So if you are facing any errors, do consider upgrading your minimum SDK version. And yes, we are now good to go with the Flutter application, and you can just test it on this Android device. And regarding the iOS implementation, we will be seeing in the next tutorial. So now let's try to run this code and see the output once. So here our application is now installed onto the Android emulator here. And previously, whenever you are trying to send a push notification, you will be using the Firebase console, and from there you will be sending a push notification, right? So whenever you are making use of this particular OneSignal, you can just try to send the push notification from the OneSignal console itself, or else you can just make use of an API call also. So here from the messages you can just go and push a notification, but now we'll be trying to see a push notification with the help of a Postman here. So with the help of Postman, I will be making an API call that will trigger a push notification. So here you can see these are the logs being displayed here, device registered, and this is our user ID. So we have specified set log level, right? So if you don't want to logs to be displayed, you can just skip this particular line of code here. And now move to the Postman here, and inside the header section I have specified the authorization and content type. So specify these two things. So the value is nothing but your REST API key, which you can find in your OneSignal console. So here you can find the REST API key. So that particular REST API key you need to make use here for authorization. And in the body here, so these are the raw data which I am trying to pass. So this is our app ID, and this is the include segments. I am providing the push notifications for all the subscribed users, and the data is, this is an optional thing. You can just pass a key value pair inside your notifications so that you can make use of them whenever you receive the notification. So it's nothing but some additional data, and we will make use of this in our coming tutorials and see how this is going to help us. And here comes our content here. So inside this we are going to specify the content which is going to be displayed inside the push notification whenever we receive it. So now let's put our emulator aside and tap on the send button here, and you can observe the notification is been received here. So yes, here we have received our notification, and inside the logs you can also find the same information. So here you can see we have got the information like ID we have got, and from sender ID, and all these things we have got inside the logs. So with the help of the set log level, you can just debug the implementation whether it is going to work accordingly or not. Yes, this is a basic level of implementation of OneSignal in Flutter application. So I just want to make it much easier for you, so I have just covered a basic tutorial here. And the iOS implementation we will be looking forward in the coming tutorial, and also in the coming tutorials we will be seeing some more functionalities with the OneSignal. So like handling the on receive and how to process further. So yes, this is it for this tutorial, and make sure you add the Android native side configurations properly before trying this tutorial, because you will surely get an error if you skip these things. And the code for this tutorial is available in the description section below. And if you like this tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on Flutter.